Hey you guys, Desmond here, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are discussing RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under, Season 1, Episode 4, RuCycled. Like always, I am joined by LaCresha. Ooh, honey. So, before we get into this episode, I have to remind y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. We got me to my goal of 50 subscribers. Now it's time to get me to the goal of 100. So subscribe down below because you can always just change your mind later, but don't. Do not.
Please
okay? Don't do that. Oh, LaCresha, what did you think of this episode?
That was interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. The editing is weird with this show. I've been noticing it the past few episodes. I'm not sure if they're purposely editing it different.
Right?
It feels weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like rush editing because I can hear a lot of background.
Which also makes sense because they just shot this show in January.
So I'm kind of like, wait, what?
Because when they announced it so soon, I'm like, really? Already? Like, you just shot it. You still have other shows that you've shot that you haven't aired yet.
Right? That you shot last year.
So y'all know what we're talking about. Come on, All-Star 6. Gosh. Anyway, so we start up the show with saying goodbye to Coco again and saying congratulations to Scarlett Adams. Yay. One thing that I noticed when they got back into the workroom is Etc. was very hard on Electra. And I don't understand because honestly, Electra shouldn't have been in the bottom last week. And we're going to discuss more on that. Justin, matter of fact, we'll go straight into it. Scarlett and Etc. the next morning tag teamed on Electra. Like, what the? And she was like, I was in the bottom for being too good. And basically that was true because she shouldn't have been in the bottom. And I'm still upset that Michelle called her look basic when the category was basic. What did you expect, Michelle? What are your thoughts on the whole situation?
I didn't understand the bullying either. Like,
that's exactly what that was, bullying.
It was
good choice bullying. Of words, yes.
I was like, the whole time I was sitting there, I was half asleep. I was still like, because like I literally like woke up and was like, oh, I'm awake. I can watch the show now. Click. Why are you side-eyeing me?
Oh, I was trying to look at my second screen without it being obvious. Apparently it was.
Yes, very much so.
Oh, okay, continue.
But no, I was just like, why are they being so shady? Like, what was the point? Okay, sure. The it was basic, but I guess it was supposed to be campy, basic, elevated basic. How do you elevate basic?
And once again, it comes back to where I think there should be a cash limit on how much you spend on Drag Race, just so it could be on a fair level playing field.
Right.
But anyway, RuPaul walks in and we don't get a mini challenge this week.
No, but I did love that suit, even though it looks
recycled. Yes. Love the suit. Love that. Yeah. So, he was talking about how, all this stuff is trash, but, everybody deserves a second chance and blah, blah, blah. And then poof, among the trash, here comes Art Simone, who is officially back in the competition. How did you feel about Art re-entering the competition this way?
I was irritated.
I was too.
Okay, I'm going to say initially I was irritated. I'm still slightly irritated. Mm-hmm. I'm less irritated than I was when it first happened, and only because I watched a bunch of extra stuff after the episode aired. Because I was like, why? Especially with the way that she exited, it was extremely rude and disrespectful to Ru and the show and everything else. And I'm just kind of like, no, she does not deserve to come back, like, at all. Especially after the way that she acted.
And then after I watched how she came back, It reminded me of season 8 when Naosha, how do you say her name? Lopez, Naisha, there we go. When Naisha just walked in, she's like, I'm back. I hate when that happens. Like, girl, what did you do to get? Because RuPaul calls you, like, hey, girl, come back. No, that's not how that works. Well, obviously that is how that worked, but like,
obviously this season, that's how that works.
Reasoning for a queen to return, like, do a comeback challenge, like season 7 did. Like,
right.
I just hate when they just bring them back for no reason, or do like season 3 where Michelle got to choose who got to come back into the competition, because you know, about halfway through. They said the judges, but let's be real, Michelle. They let Michelle pick, and she chose Carmen to re-enter the competition. Like,
I honestly feel like it was after watching all of the extra stuff, because you know, there's like their version of What You Packing is.
Yeah, I still haven't watched that yet. Okay, Head or something like that. Yeah,
it's called How's Your Head. Mm-hmm. I watched all of them. And I watched the one with Art Simone, and I really think that the reason why she got to come back was because of Michelle.
Probably. Because I remember Michelle was real motherly. And, you know, Art really needed to hear that. She really did. Because she went in there really defeated. But yeah, I didn't like, and plus I think it's too soon for somebody to come back. Like, it is. Like, if this was
unless you're trying to extend the episodes.
Yeah, if this was episode like 5 or 6, I would have been cool with it.
Because they only had 10 queens.
Yeah, so like
this is episode 4.
Yeah, like if this was 2 more episodes down the road, I would have been okay with that. I'm like, oh, welcome back. All right, let's see what you can do. Because, you know, I love Art, and Art is now officially back in my top 3. Not like I could change my top 3, but my top 3 is fully intact again. But but yeah, that really irritated.
Oh gosh,
I felt like it was way too soon. It
was.
Yeah,
I was like really confused.
Mm-hmm. So RuPaul announces that the Maxi challenge this week is to design a garment out of all the stuff that's been thrown away. I love a good design challenge. I'm glad
I'm like dollar store design. That's all.
Yeah, like I love a good design challenge. Like, I feel like the show's gotten away from it, because if you look at the earlier seasons, there were like 2 or 3 a season. Now we get 1, maybe 2, if the ball requires them to make an outfit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, I miss having the design challenge. I like watching the queens make shit.
Right. Because that was pretty much like the essence of the show and what made or break a lot of the queens.
Honestly, somebody cracks a joke because they say season 3 has like 4 or 5 design challenges, so they renamed it RuPaul's Drag Race Project Runway for that season. But yeah, like I don't think we need that many, but like 2 or 3 a season. Well, in a short season like this, I'm okay with 1.
Yeah,
because it's only 8 episodes. Now, a season like RuPaul's Drag Race season 13, that since there was 16 episodes.
That needed
could have had 2 or 3 design challenges to help,
and a couple more mini challenges.
Yeah, but they lacked on the mini challenges. They really.
There was only like 5 or 6.
You know, the mini challenge was a good way to introduce people into the workroom and for them to do this, that, and the other. And I get it with all the protocols that are in place right now. It was probably not possible for them to do many challenges. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I know in New Zealand, baby, they're living their life like they're Texas. So, the slug. Like, I'm not from Texas, but I'm fully vaccinated. So,
I get my second vaccine dose on Saturday.
Woo! Hey, look at you. But yeah,
Pfizer knocked me out.
I want some more design challenges. That's all. But in an 8 episode season like this, I'm okay with just 1.
Yeah.
So just a few things that we learned was the watch out note did come from Art.
Right.
I hope, because usually the way it works is at the end, all the queens reunite that last episode and they have a little chit chat. Hopefully during that little chit chat, Coco brings up, all right, which one of y'all left?
So what was that about?
Like, watch out what?
Watch out for who?
What's good? You know what
I
I'm
don't understand.
Karen from finance is pressed that
Right.
art is back in the competition. Honestly, I would be too, because after watching Art Sashay Away, I'd be like, oh, this is mine now.
Right.
I got this. Forget these other
Because
little queens.
if you go on like intro looks, it'd have been like Art, Karen from finance, and then I absolutely adored JoJo Zaho's
Her intro
outfit.
was amazing. I really did like
and I'm sitting here like, why didn't you bring that all the way through? And then I watched her How's Your Head, and
I
I'm
have to check
like,
her Instagram to see if she's posting her runway looks. Because sometimes the queen decides not to, like Tamisha. I think Tamisha and Lala, they didn't. Lala posted a few of them, but not all of them. Tamisha didn't post any.
no.
So yeah, so maybe I'll have to check the Instagram to see if JoJo.
But Tamisha's headspace is.
Well, at that time, her headspace was fine. She just chose not to post them. So the walkthrough. I think this is the first time we've got every single person on the walkthrough. Did you notice that? We got every person on the walkthrough. And it was just A, too long. B, you could tell they were killing time because this is ridiculous. And they were also awkward.
Right.
Like, I don't think anybody but maybe Scarlett had a good time up there talking to Ru.
Sorry. I'm looking at some of these looks on her Instagram and I'm like, now why didn't you bring that to Ru?
But yeah, I felt that they were very, very awkward, very not the tea.
Very forced.
Yeah, like you could, like I said a minute ago, like you could tell they were trying to kill time because
I mean, I'm pretty sure in reality she really does go through them like that. But the fact that the conversations were so long.
I imagine she talks to everyone there, but they only show 2 or 3. They show everybody's. And at this point, there is 8 queens in the work. Yeah, 8 queens in that workroom. But when we get to Scarlett started bumping her gum again. But then again, Ru did ask.
Ru asked.
That time it was like, because Ru did ask, well, what advice do you give to Scarlett? So that time Ru asked, but it led to her and Scarlett going at it again.
Electra.
Oh yeah, her and Electra. I'm sorry, her and Electra going at it again. I'm just like, girl, like, really? And you know, I completely agree with Electra in this situation. Like, honestly, if I was in her shoes, I would feel like I'm being targeted too.
Right.
Because I shouldn't have been in the bottom last week. Honestly, it should have been Karen and Maxi. If we're gonna be real, the first team should have been safe, because usually a challenge like this, they're grouped as a team. And then the 2 worst in the other group was Karen and Maxi, but they didn't want to do that. And it's just,
I think they were trying to save Karen.
Yeah. Which I don't understand why they didn't just have her lip sync, you know, because y'all seen the episode. She lip syncs and she did a decent job. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if they were going to do like one from each team, I feel like her performance could have outdone whatever Coco would have done. But in my opinion, Coco won last week's challenge. Lip sync. So, hey. All right. So before we get to the runway, we got some mirror moments. Well, there's only one. Etc. was discussing their gender identity and all the things they've gone through. At one point, thinking they were actually trans, and you know, thought about transitioning, and then realizing that's not their gig, and this isn't who they fully are, and
how they're perceived in the public eye was a lot of that conversation.
How to navigate life, because even out of drag, they appear more feminine, so people still think they're in drag. And it's just like, no, it's just, this is how I'm dressing today. This is how I'm feeling.
Right.
I'm feeling more femme today. Some days I might feel more mask. Like, it's just, you know, don't put me in one box. And, you know, once again, a great conversation to have.
Mm-hmm.
Because I imagine there's a lot of people out there that feel that way.
Right.
So I'm glad that we're having these conversations. I want to have even more conversations. And you have anything you want to add to that?
No, other than I can identify. I have stream of consciousness moments at work, so I'll be sitting there and just out of nowhere I'll make some type of weird statement. And so, like yesterday, I was sitting there and I was like, at one point in time, I did think that I wanted to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought it would be better for me to be a man, just because I felt more masculine than feminine. And I was just like, well, maybe I'm supposed to be a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm like, no, I enjoy being a girl. That's just like being queer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like women, I enjoy women, but I'm not a lesbian.
Yeah.
I like looking at them. I like touching on them, feeling on them, whatever. But I'm not a lesbian. I'm straight, unfortunately.
Not unfortunately. But yeah, like I said, conversations like this are super important. And even on a show like RuPaul's Drag Race, because a lot of people will see.
And they're super important to have on RuPaul's Drag Race, because RuPaul's Drag Race is such a platform for people who don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And it gives them the opportunity to
voiceless.
Yeah, it gives them an opportunity to see, oh, okay, so this is an option.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I do applaud the show for that. That's probably why it's won so many Emmys and NAACP awards, etc., etc.,
etc., etc. I like what you did there. So are you ready to take it to the runway?
Yes.
Let's take it to. As always, we're going to start off with Mama Ru herself. So what did you think of the runway look for Miss Mama Ru this week?
It was garbage. I hated it. I hated it so much. Oh my God. I hated it. Oh my gosh. I hated it. No. Look, you can hate me all you want. I hated this look. I was just like, no. I was like, did she partake in the garbage challenge too?
Oh. No, ma'am, this is everything.
No,
the hair,
not.
The makeup, this.
Okay, from the shoulders up, I loved it. From shoulders down.
What? How do you not love this?
I hate that outfit. I think if it wouldn't have had them extra wingspan, and she wasn't looking like freaking Falcon when she lifted her hands up and then couldn't decide if she wanted to be the Falcon or a go-go girl from the knees down, I'd have been like, oh, okay, it's kind of cute.
I like it. This down here does kind of bother me, but I still love this look. Honestly, I feel like if this would have just been like a full gown, let it just come all the way down, it would have been much better. But I still love this look. One of my favorites this season.
The bell sleeves, the double bell sleeves. Especially.
I love this. I love the double bell sleeves.
I don't know.
Like when, like right here next to RuPaul's name, I wrote 2 in all capital letters. Like I loved this look.
No. Yes. It's so funny because I didn't like it and you loved it, and I'm pretty sure.
And I love it for every reason you hate it.
But that's why you have me on here, for difference of opinion.
All right, so the category is RuCycled. Unfortunately, we can't really play along because who knows what we would have done with the materials that we could have got out of that box. So we're going to hop into the first queen, which is the returning Art Simone.
Oh my God.
I loved
it.
I liked this look.
I loved it. Other than the unfinished bum, but then I thought maybe that was like a little cheeky little nod to something.
I didn't like about it is it's just a mini skirt. Like, what's going on down here?
Well, at least it's not a corset with hot glue.
That, but it's just I still like it. And I still think she should have been in the top. So I do agree with that. It was just like, I feel like if she had just a little bit more time, she could have done just a little bit more.
Right.
Still love it. I
like the fact that it looks finished.
I'm something about her being back, but she did a good job in this runway.
I feel some type of way about her being back too, but what are you gonna do?
Hey,
Rue's decision or somebody's.
Yeah. Next is ketamine. No.
I liked it.
No.
I liked it.
No.
I didn't like the hair. I didn't like the little hat thingy.
I didn't like none of this. Girl, what is this? Baby, no. No.
I thought it was cute and fun and bubbly.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. But I did like the trick when she popped the ball out of her mouth. I did like that I thought that was cute.
That was a little cheeky grin to the other place you can pop a ball.
Yeah, but it's just, I'm glad somebody likes it.
I loved it. I thought it was cute and fun and adorable.
Again, we usually don't disagree this much, but 2 out of 3 so far, we have not agreed on. RuPaul and Keita.
But I liked all of their outfits in a different way.
Oh, okay. Next is etc. I actually like this look.
I love that look.
I disagree with RuPaul with saying that the bottom is kind of basic. It fits the aesthetics of the top to me.
Right.
But that was one thing about this episode. RuPaul was she was giving critiques this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Some episodes RuPaul barely says anything. Then there's some episode RuPaul is giving, well, this is why I like, this is what I didn't like. And it makes me wonder what's left on the editing floor, because I feel like she judges every episode, but they don't edit it in.
Right.
She says something a little too harsh and they don't want RuPaul to be quote unquote canceled. I don't know. But I do like this look. It's giving me fairy godmother when she was young in her 20s, going out, having a good time.
I get very 1920s ad for absinthe type situation. Yeah. I love it. I think I get what they were saying about the skirt. I was like, but I'm pretty sure she just worked with whatever material she had. If she had
they mentioned that Electra had a lot of fabric and was not sharing.
She wasn't. Because I'm like, if she'd have had like maybe 2 or 3 extra curtains, she probably could have made the train longer. There could have been a little bit of a sash hanging off the side that would have completed the look in its entirety. But I appreciate the fact that it's sewn properly. You can't see any of her undergarments other than the purposeful tucking panties. And that's part of the aesthetic. I like the hair. I like the fact that there's jewels everywhere. She took the time to make the little, dream catcher. I liked it.
I do like it. I don't love it as much as you did, but I really do like this look, and I don't agree with her placement, but we'll discuss that when we get to it. Up next, Maxi motherfucking Shield. Maxi motherfucking Shield did this.
She did. Ooh. I was so proud of her.
Ooh.
I said she got some body in there. Oh. I said she made me feel a little bit good about myself.
LaCresha, what did she do?
That.
Yes. Oh, when she came out, I was so worried because from the walkthrough, I'm like, uh-oh, Maxi will look like.
Well, because she had a completely different aesthetic initially.
But baby, she pulled
it together.
It looks amazing. And I'll say this now, my favorite look of the week. This was my favorite look of the week. The hair, the makeup, the tattoos, it goes with the punk rock outfit. Like everything is right. From the stockings, like everything is right.
Yes.
So
like right. Glam punk rock.
Love it.
Yes.
Oh. Next we have Karen from Finance.
Okay, wait. This was an outfit I didn't like.
I did not like this outfit. Karen, what the hell do you have on? It's Karen from finance, honey. If you show up to the office party dressed like this, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Because no. Anything you want to add to it? Because the no is all I can say.
I made my statement. I didn't like it. You want to talk about a basic outfit? That was a basic outfit. That was Dora the Explorer with recreational activities.
That part.
Backpack.
Next is Electra Shock.
I was so proud of her for this.
Gorgeous. The hair is right. The dress is right. The purse is right.
The makeup was good.
Right. I was so happy to see Electra in this. I've liked most of Electra's looks, but I really enjoyed this one.
I'm glad
I see they're giving her the underdog edit, so I could possibly see her making it top 5, maybe 4 now. Right. But yeah, they're giving her that underdog edit, and wow, it's just, this is amazing. She did this.
Yes, I am so glad she pulled it together instead of trying to go for the, I'm gonna come hard.
Revenge. But don't get me wrong, I really wanted to see that kangaroo hunter thing though. I was like, ooh, I like that.
If she'd have did the kangaroo hunter thing, she'd have went home.
Oh yes, she would have. But I think I would have. I'm not gonna lie to you, because baby. But see, I don't think, the only thing is she's not that level of camp. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a level of camp to pull that off, and I don't see that level with her.
To be, because she's only been doing drag for what, like 8 years?
I think less than that. I think, didn't she say 3?
Oh, well, see, and then that explains a lot about her level of drag and her level of dress, because it hasn't matured enough, because like this is even more major growth in just these 4 episodes than her first look.
You see the body yaddy? Body yaddy? Like, that's the first time we've seen body on her.
Yes. Other than her entrance look.
If you want to call it that. Next is Anita Wiglet. I love this look. I didn't understand the hate it got.
I loved it too.
The only thing I would have said is I wish it was cinched in here.
Yes.
Other than that, it was amazing to me.
I think if she'd have brought the tape a little bit further down to create like some more upper body, and it wouldn't have looked so much like an unpure waist, then I think it would have been a little bit better. But other than that,
I really liked this. I was so confused. I was like, oh, Anita, you did a good job, honey. We ain't got to worry about nothing.
And then my baby, my little happy baby.
Which we'll discuss more about that later too. Next, and last, but yeah,
not least.
She's least. Scarlett Adams.
I it was better than Shea Coulee's little picnic outfit.
And she won with that too. I just thought about that because I was so confused about that. But anyway, this is, it's good. I like it.
Yeah.
The end. But I will agree with Michelle. I do like the shorts.
Yeah.
I do like that she made shorts instead of just going for a classic skirt. I'm
just glad she had enough material to make shorts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm over Scarlett. Me personally, I already didn't like her prior to this episode, and then this episode just didn't make it any better. But I will admit, when a queen looks good, and she looks good.
Yeah, I mean, the seamstress, that basket could have been a lot smaller.
I like the big basket.
But other than that, yeah, she worked it out.
All right, so that was the runways this week. So Keita Mean and etc. etc. Oh no, Keita Mean and who else was safe? Was it etc.? No, Electra
No, there
was
were only
safe.
2 people safe.
Yeah, it was Electra. I couldn't read my handwriting. I'm sorry. Electra and Keita Mean were safe. Do you agree with those safe placements?
I agree with Electra because that was a heightened look. It might not have been the best look, but it was an elevated from what she had previously. So I understood her being safe. Like I said, I absolutely adored Keita's outfit. So mid-grade, yeah, would have been okay with me.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I've already discussed how I didn't like Keita Mean's outfit.
Yes.
Just being real. I felt like she should have been in the bottom 2 this week.
Okay.
I feel like Anita should have been safe.
Mm-hmm.
And Keita should have been in the bottom. I agree with Electra being safe, but honestly, I like hers more than Art's. So like, if they would have switched them out, that would have been great because Art just came back. So with her being safe, that would have been cool. And I'm glad RuPaul pointed out to Electra and be like, "Hey, thank you for listening."
Right.
But I would have liked to heard a full panel of judging. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and speaking of judging, we actually had a guest judge this week. Hold on. Els Carrot. Had no idea who they were, but hey.
No clue.
We finally got a guest judge in the house, okay? Usually we have them on the screen.
And it didn't seem like it because they literally got like 2 words in.
That was it. I was very confused by it. I need to look them up and see what they're all about. But anyway, so the tops this week were Art Simone, Maxi Shield, and Scarlett, with Scarlett taking the win. Do you agree with Scarlett winning this week's challenge?
Who are the tops again?
Art Simone and Maxi Shield, along with Scarlett Adams.
I think Maxi should have taken it. I think Maxi should have won.
I agree. I'm like, oh, Maxi finna win this. And then they said Scarlett. I'm like, excuse me, Ru.
Because I'm thinking about like material and how she got that extremely difficult material.
Like, it was no stretch. She had one shot with that
to fit her body and not split, rip, tear.
One chance to do it right, and she did.
Yes.
So I was very confused on why she didn't win. And I was seeing some people say that even Art could have won over Maxi. And I'm like, no. Why are we disrespecting Maxi?
If I'm being honest, as much as I liked it, the only thing that made Art's outfit good was her hair.
I like the hair, but I also like the outfit. I just didn't like it was a mini dress. That's all I didn't like.
Well, to me, the outfit was I loved it, but it was basic. It was like a mini skirt with some pool noodles on the side.
I agree. So our bottoms this week were etc. Karen from Finance and Anita, with etc. being safe, Karen and Anita lip syncing. Do you agree with this bottom placement? Which I've already stated, I don't agree because I feel like Keita, me personally, I feel like Keita should have been there instead of Anita. Okay. So the bottom 2 this week, once again, was Karen and Anita, and they lip synced to I Begin to Wonder by Dani Minogue.
Dani Minogue. I don't know why we didn't
get about 2 episodes late.
Yeah, that's almost like, why didn't we get this like
why didn't we get this on Snatch Game when we had both Kylie and Dani there?
Right.
Like, did they have issues getting the licensing for it? And then it finally came through and they're like, you know what? We're just going to use it this episode. Like, what's the tea? Because this would have been the perfect lip sync for episode 2 with all the Minogue-ness going on.
Right. Because you had both of them.
Yeah.
If you couldn't have got, I understand why you wouldn't, it would have been difficult to get Kylie's. But Dani should have been a little bit easier, obviously, because you got it.
I feel like that I'm not sure if they did try to get a Kylie song. I think if they would have went older, and not try to get a newer Kylie song, maybe it would have been easier. Because I would live for everybody's wrong dance. That was Kylie, right? No, Kylie did. No, she did. Hold on. I'm finna tell you what Kylie did. Kylie, it was like her debut single. Like
in America?
no, ever. I'm finna tell you. Kylie's debut single. Because it was okay, it wasn't her debut single. Oh my goodness. I feel is it The Locomotion?
Yeah.
Was that what I was singing?
Uh-uh.
No, The Locomotion. So come on, do the locomotion with me. No, I'm still singing the wrong song. Y'all know what the song is. It was her third single. I take that back. But yeah, they could have done that. I think that would have been appropriate. But yeah, it was just very weird that we got it all this time later. But yeah, Karen won the lip sync, and which means we had to say goodbye to Anita Wiglet. Do you agree with Karen winning the lip sync?
I think it should have been like a double Shantae.
My heart wanted a double Shantae, but I do agree that Karen won that lip sync. Anita,
I think Anita kind of gave up.
Yeah, I think Anita was like really hurt because she really put her all onto that outfit, and the judges just ripped it to shreds.
Right.
And it robbed us from the Anita versus Keita lip sync that they set up in episode 1.
Exactly. And then Keita was just so heartbroken.
Yeah.
Which was funny.
You can tell because if you've watched over the episodes, you see them doing little things for each other. Like Keita was helping Anita, at some points earlier. So like you could tell they are really sisters. They run a club together.
Right. Like no matter what the
robbed us from that moment. And I'll never forgive you, Drag Race. Never. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's the episode. That's the episode, honey. Art's back in the competition. Honestly, I was worried that this was going to be a double sachet.
Oh man.
I'm like with Art coming in and like, okay, we need to send somebody home plus replace the one we already, since Art came back. I really thought at some points RuPaul, but then I heard RuPaul laugh and I'm like, okay, if RuPaul's laughing, we're good. Because if Ru don't laugh, I get worried for the queens because it's been a minute since we've had a double sachet. Season 8, 5 years ago? Ooh, it's been 5 years since we got a double sachet. Yeah, it's time. It's time. Honestly, you can give us a triple sachet. Not this show because there's not enough queens to do it. But like next season, gag us with a triple sachet.
In season 14?
Yeah, make 3 queens lip sync. If they all did poorly, I'm sorry, none of you survived this elimination.
Oh my God.
I must ask all 3 of y'all too. Sachet. Oh, can you imagine the internet? Don't let it be
a like so and so.
Don't let it be a popular queen.
So and so. You all may sachet away. Go.
Get off my stage. All right, but that's the episode. And before we leave, we like to do a little news and gossip, Manny. As we know, All-Star 6 is coming. Rumor has it as soon as Australia is done the following week. All-Stars will start. So we're looking at a mid-June-ish. The promos have been shot. It's an orange theme. That's my favorite color. So season 6 might be my favorite season. Everything's lining up in my favor. It's lining up in my favor. The promos should be coming out. I keep hearing different days about the promos, but it's soon. It's very soon. And I'm super excited so we can officially talk about the cast instead of just having to
speculate.
Speculate around it so that we don't spoil it for anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because there are some people who like to stay in the closet about all this type of stuff. And for me, I want to know who's there, and then that's it. When it comes to All-Stars, I just want to know who's there. And after I find out who's there, okay, cool. The rest I'm going to be surprised on. I don't want to know no elimination order. I don't want to know who the lip sync assassins are, even though I know one. None of that. None of that. Speaking of lip sync assassins, the one that I do know, I'm going to tell you because I know. One of the lip sync assassins. I'm gonna hold my hand up if you don't want to know who the lip sync assassin is. Laganja Estranja.
Okay.
So I'm excited to see her. But yeah, other news, Drag Race Spain starts May 30th next week. Oy, 8 days from now. And we still haven't decided how we're gonna do Drag. We'll figure it out after we get done recording. We're gonna figure out how.
I did watch the promo though.
Oh, I did too. And it looks. And did you see all the pit crew? Baby, there's like 15 pit crew members. They're more pit crew than the actual queens.
Right? Because I was like, are they only eight queens?
There's 10.
Oh, it didn't feel like because that promo.
10, but if you notice, there was 10 in UK season 1, 10 in Australia season 1. I mean, down under. Canada season 1 had 10. So like it, I think for the first season they always do 10.
Right, because they don't know how it's gonna do.
Yeah. Drag Race International All Stars. I'm hearing we're gonna get it late this year.
So like Christmas time.
Oh, like from my understanding, we're gonna go Spain because Spain's starting. We're gonna get All Stars. We're going to get Canada. Then we're gonna get Holland. Then we're going to get UK season 3. Then International All Stars.
And then season 14 will start next January.
Yeah, yeah. Which is the next set of rumors. They are apparently shooting season 14 as of right now. They went into quarantine around the 10th, and they have rumored to have started shooting 2 days ago. I've heard some rumors about some queens that are there just on the Twitter, and apparently we're going to be having our first straight man competing on the show.
Yay!
I know, right? When I saw that, I was like, a straight man? Like, I knew straight men. There are some straight men that do drag. Right. I'm like, is he fully straight or is he bi? Like, how does he identify? Because if he's fully straight, that's going to be a gag. I'm like, I'm rooting for you, sir. I'm rooting for you. But yeah.
No Love is Blind situation.
No, none of that. Okay, we're rooting for you. All right.
I'm so mad at that man.
So
he ruined it for all bisexual men.
Here's some tea.
Yes.
So they're shooting a month earlier than what they normally do for the regular seasons of Drag Race. And somebody had heard that we really might be getting that all-winter season of Drag Race now. Yeah. Yeah. And right now, 2 queens that are somewhat confirmed because they said in June, they're going to be doing some shooting for World of Wonder. Now, granted, it could have been anything, but the fact that it's 2 winners, people are like, uh-oh. The 2 queens is Raja and Violet from season 7. Okay. They are both reportedly shooting something for World of Wonder in June, during the time they would have been shooting a regular season of Drag Race.
Right.
A lot of people are thinking, uh-oh, are we finally getting that all-winner season of Drag Race? And are we going to get the international winners too?
Right. Because don't you think like Bob, Monet,
all them,
Trinity, all of them would have disappeared by now?
And I was watching this video. Well, they wouldn't disappear.
Then again,
they'll probably, if they were to do it, they would disappear in like 2, maybe 3 weeks. But it would take like 2-3 weeks to shoot regular Drag Race. Then they'll have to quarantine again, and then they can go into this season. So like they just started 2 days ago. So I imagine they're going to be shooting for the next 3 weeks because it takes like 3 weeks to shoot Drag Race.
So then, but then again, I've noticed like Monet and Bob have both been posting a lot of just like posed photo shoot type pictures lately.
Yeah, with Bob is shooting We're Here right now. That show that he's doing with I think it's
Shangela and
Eureka.
I knew it was an E.
So my thing is, I wonder how many queens would return for this if we were to get an all-winner season. Now, we know Chad Michael says they don't want to compete anymore. They're done. I know Trixie stated that she doesn't want to go back. Honestly, the way she won, I wouldn't want to come back either.
Because you won by default.
Yeah, we know James, formerly known as Tyra, is on bad terms. It would be a gag if they could get James. That would be the biggest gag where all the queens are in here and RuPaul's like, oh, wait, we're forgiving someone. And then James walks in.
I would be so happy. As much as I did not like them on their season, I have empathized with them ever since.
Can you imagine the face crack on all the other queens? Like, that would be but they would have to really get on good terms again. And at this point,
they apologized, but I guess sorry doesn't always count.
Yeah, and they would have to reach out to each other, because if you remember in Jane's note to Tamisha,
she
very clear that Jane is very upset with the fandom as well as World of Wonder.
Right. Because it's another one of those situations. And I cannot remember the queen's name, which really sucks because I loved her, where it was just like, you're telling me how to act, but not telling them.
The Vixen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my favorite quote. But yeah.
We should make a shirt.
I believe she does have a shirt saying that, but I'll check. But yeah, so if they could get James on board, somehow they mended that fence, I would love to see it. And I would wonder if James would come back as Tyra or come in because James said either in or out of drag, you're calling me James. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kind of like Jeremy, formerly known as Fifi. In or out of drag, he wants to be called Jeremy. So I wonder how that would work, but I would love to see it. Bob and Monet is going to be all over that because they've been wanting to compete against each other from the jump. And I would love to see Bob and Monet.
We're sisters. We're happy and we're singing and we're winners. Da-na-na-na. Give me a high five. I don't know why I went this way when I probably should have went this way.
See, I went straight ahead, so it was just like, as you can tell, that wasn't rehearsed, not one bit. But yeah, hopefully they'll also include international winners, so maybe they can win some chochos, you know what I'm saying? Especially UK, Lawrence and Vivian. I hate that, they didn't win no chochos. Heck, if I was RuPaul, I would slide them a little something on the table. Like, I can't officially give this to you, but if I sit this here and walk away, and you just happen to pick it up, it's not my fault. I just lost $100,000. You know what I'm saying?
But then that's the producer's money.
Listen, Ru got plenty of money. Ru can spare $100,000 for each one of them. Just slide it to him. Here you go. Hey, there you go. That's for you.
Charity. I donated it to charity.
Charity.
That's how you get the tax write-off. That's how you expense it. That's how you don't get the FBI after you.
So you're calling the Vivian and Lawrence Chaney charity case.
I gave it to the RuPaul Drag Foundation.
But yeah, I would love to see them. Priyanka, Envy, and who was the other woman from Thailand? Is it Miss Lena? I think it's something like that. I would love to see all of them to come through. Those who can, because some countries can't travel right now. For those who can come over, baby, let's do it. Do you know that'll be a moment? And if they can get that on Paramount Plus, do they know how many subscribers they would get just for that?
And I think that's why a lot of these different networks are starting to pick up RuPaul's Drag Race shows because they want all the subscribers.
Yeah.
Watch BET pick it up next.
That would be a gag if you go on BET and you see RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, we have made it because, I love us, but there's a lot of us that don't like the queer community. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's all the news that we have, at least off the top of my head. Do you have any news? Maybe you've heard any rumblings? No? All right. Well, you know what time it is. It's time to get the hell up out of her. So, LaCresha, tell them where they can find you on the medias that are social.
I am at Cresha McGill on all social media.
And you can find me on all social media platforms at Simply Desmond. That's SimplyDesmond. Thank you for spending a piece of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.